Hello, and welcome here on YouTube. Before I start telling you a little about my trip to Umbria in Italy, and I would like to say a big thank you to all of you who follows me and have subscribed to my channel and give me such nice comments and sweet words and helps me if there's a word I don't know what it is or so. And here, about 3 weeks ago, I reached 10,000 subscribers, and that is unbelievable to me that I have reached that amount of viewers. It is hard for me to express my feelings about this bit because I'm in a lack of words. Again, my English is bumpy, and you bear with that. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I hope you will continue following my journey here on YouTube. When I started this channel, I had absolutely no idea what I was starting or what I was doing. At that time, a little over 2 years ago, I did a collaboration with Corey from Corey's Art Cafe, and she pushed me and punked me and nursed me to try to start this. And it has been something of a journey and a learning journey, because I haven't any children or grandchildren or anyone who can help me with all the technical stuff, and I can ruin everything that's technical. That is not something I'm very good at. But I succeeded in making this channel, and I can say why I do it. I don't do it for the money, because I have chosen not to earn money on this, because I want to be free and use what materials I like. But I do it because I like to teach, and I think I want to show other people a lot of different techniques and do a lot of different things, and that can perhaps be a little strange to some people, that I both do slow stitching and then I do collaging and then I do mixed media, and some perhaps only like the slow stitching part. But I have made playlists so you can easily find the things that interest you. But this is the way I am as a person. I have a lot of things that interest me, so I would like to do a lot of different things, and this is the channel where there's happening a lot of different things. But again, enough of me chatting about that. Thank you. And I am really proud, and I think it is unbelievable that a small Danish channel like me has reached 10,000 subscribers. But let us talk a little about my trip to Umbria. I just realized that in the heat of the moment, I forgot to tell you who I am. And if you're new here, you wouldn't know, but to all of you others, you know it. But my name is Lisbeth, and I'm a Danish abstract mixed media artist. And I have just been a trip to Umbria. It was my plan to make this video right after I came home, but maybe you can hear it on my voice. I just got up from a very bad influenza or cold, and I'm fine now, but my nose and my ears have been my nose and my eyes have been running like the Mississippi, and I have been coughing and so for the last week. But now I'm so fine, and I'm a little desperate too, because for a little over 14 days I haven't been doing anything, and my fingers are nervous to get started doing something. But yeah, so bear with my voice if I sound a little different than I normally do. But as I said, I have just been for a small trip to Umbria, and I lived in a very small medieval city called Trevi, and it was like living in an old movie. It is so different from what I'm used to here in Denmark. And we were walking about 8 to 10 kilometers every day, and we were walking up and down and in the olive orchard and in small cities, and yeah, and I think I have been inside at least 14 different churches. And one of the big moments were when we went to Assisi and visit the cathedral for the Franz Assisi, or what is he called in English? St. Francis, maybe you call him. That was a big experience for a Danish Protestant like me, who's not very religious, to see this enormous church. It is like two churches in one, and hearing all the story about this St. Francis, that it is a great story. And if you want to know more about him, there are lots of books and things you can Google about him. So that was very interesting. And the trip was called Walking and Wining. So at the evenings we got a lot of lovely food and a lot of wine. So that was very nice. So I have taken a lot of pictures, and when I'm done talking here, I would insert 2 small videos with pictures from my trip. One with all the small cities, streets and buildings, and one with that kind of pictures I normally take. And that is pictures of, I have printed them out here, some of them of old walls, of old floors, of old ceilings in the churches. And these, for instance, are from the walls in the Church of St. Francis. And I nearly was escorted out of the church because I wasn't allowed to take pictures, but I managed to take some before the lady who kindly told me not to take pictures found me. So I printed them out on a little better paper than normal copy paper, and it is my plan I would make a collage of all these lovely pictures here, but that would be in another video. So another thing is, I am not into buying souvenirs. When I have souvenirs taken home with me, it is something I either found on the trip, or it is something with art materials. And these small seed pots, I don't know what kind of tree it was, but the leaves look like this, and I think they are a gorgeous shape, so they will also perhaps end up in a video. The guide tried to Google it, and the place where I found them, there was a man, and they both said it was in the family with the oak trees. But this, to me, doesn't look like a seed pot from an oak tree, and the leaves doesn't look like leaf from an oak tree. So yeah, I'm not know so much about it, so I can say that isn't true, but perhaps it is true. I really don't know. So that is one thing that got home with me. This here is a fabric napkin from one of the places we were eating, and I kindly asked if I could keep it, and they said yes. And I just like the colors and the text here. So that is 3 things that got home here from Italy with me. And the last thing was, before I went away, I tried to Google something about earth pigments in Italy, because some of the earth pigments I have bought already are from Italy. But the only thing that popped up was a small shop in Assisi, and it is called Gallo, I think. And there I bought this wonderful set of watercolors. I haven't unpacked it yet because I think I would do it here with you. Just the box here is so lovely. And the shop was a very lovely shop. There was a whole wall filled with big jars with pigments, and it is natural pigments they use. And you could buy all these watercolors in single small pans, or you could buy a small one like this, or bigger or bigger or bigger. But the boxes were as they were. I couldn't change the colors, so I not only bought this small one, but I bought this small one because the colors, I think, made me think of Italy and the colors in the area I was. So I will unbox them, and I will do a color swatching at the end of the video. And the nice lady in the shop gave me this small sample here with a gold dot, and she also told a lot about how they made them, and so I'm really looking forward to using them. So that was one thing I got home. And another thing, in these small cities we visited, there wasn't any shops like that, but at the airport there was a big shop where they had all the things that the company Fabriano sells. And I bought these 3 books here, and this one is called White Woodstock, and it is all kinds of different white papers. I think they're sitting 20 different with papers of one kind, and it is divided with a pattern paper. So here you can, I don't know if you can see it, there's not much color here. There's something that has more colors on them. I don't know what I will use it for, but I think it is such nice papers, and it wasn't very expensive. Yeah, all kinds of papers in it, and it is sewn, and then it had got some glue there. Then I bought this book here, and I think it is, they don't write how many GSM or anything in it. Only the size of it. It is 15 by 21 centimeters. And I think it is handmade watercolor paper, but it doesn't feel very thick. So I think I will, when I have color swatched in my sample book, I will try to paint with it here and see if it seeps through the papers. If it does, I will use it for something else. But I really like this book. And the last thing I bought was this big mixed media book, and it is a lovely paper. I think it is about 200 DSM, and I think it is mixed media paper. I don't think it is watercolor paper, but I think it could really keep up with a lot of water and a lot of beating up this paper here. So I am excited to start using it at some point. It would get in the queue of all the other things I would like to do. So this was my souvenirs from my trip to Umbria. And then I think I will unpack these and I will do some color swatching. So I managed to get all the small pens out of the watercolor paper, and of course I also cut my fingers, and so it will be, and I have saved the small labels here, and I think they are sitting like, I know they are sitting like this. Some of them I know, like raw sienna and vermilion and green earth warm, and this I don't know how to pronounce, and this is Ercolana red and burnt umber, I think the last one is, but yeah. So I will save this there, and then I have cut these pieces out of some watercolor paper, heavy watercolor paper, and I will swatch them there, and then I will put them in my book here for all my other materials is swatched out and sitting in here. But let us start to wet these first. So I will just take this one here, and I have some water here, and I have a piece of kitchen towel. I see they are running into each other here. That isn't so smart. So I will just clean this. That is perhaps because they are sitting so close here in the box, even though I have tried to divide them. Yeah, perhaps I should find a bigger box, but let us try this one here. That is a nice raw umber, and I'm excited to see how it looks when it dries. Then I will take just a light wash of it here and see that. So that was the first one. Oh, that's a pretty dark red brownish one. I like this color. And I might dip my here. Dilute it a little and see how it looks when I do like a wash. Yeah. This one, and then there is a green one, the lightest green of the two greens. Let's do a wash here. Yeah, there isn't much color here, but it is there. So, put it up here. And then the next green one should be a little darker. Yeah, it is. That's a nice one. And then we will take a wash of it. Yeah, I like this one too. They are really the colors of the landscape down there. And, what was this one? Some kind of red. Oh, that is nice. It's quite thick in consistency, this one. Or perhaps it is me. Or I put too much paint on, so I can try to make it a little bigger. That's a really lovely color, and really the colors down there, and a wash of it. And the last one, I think it was burnt Umbria. is. Yeah, I just dip my pencil into water with the leftover paint to do the wash. That's all I do here. Yeah. See if I can get them in frame, all of them. Go a little up here. Here they are, and they are quite lovely colors, and they really reminds me of my trip. So I will let them dry, and then I will glue them in my book and show them to you. And I would look at the time and see how long this video is, and if it isn't too long, I will see if I can do a little just blobbing around with the colors in my green book here. While my swatches are drying, I thought I could try to do a page here in this green book. So I have just taken the second last page because I don't know if it will seep through or what will happen. It's a little experiment, and if it doesn't work, it's in the back of the book and I can use the book for something else. I have my plate here, and I have my watercolors there, and my bucket of, no, not bucket, but a glass of water here, and my pencil, and perhaps I should just give him a little more spritz. So they are wet again, and I think I will try to mix some of them this time. So yeah, they are mixing by themselves here, there, and I don't like that. But I think if I try this one here, yeah, it's somehow a different paper to work on than the other watercolor paper. And then I will take a little of that and mix that in here and see what happens. That looks quite funny. And then perhaps the tip of the brown here, and see. Yeah. It's really a rough, very rough paper to drag your brush over. So this is working wet on dry paper, and So I don't know if I dare to make the paper wet before, but I can try it another time. I'm trying to pick a little of it off up here, like this. And then let's try to put that here into. Yeah. This looks quite funny. I will try to mix these two here. To get a little lighter color. It's really difficult to get a nice round shape on this paper. Perhaps this book is meant to be one you should write in, like a diary or journal for writing in, and not for watercolor. But yeah. What if I mix these two? What kind of color does I get here? Yeah, that's also a nice color. There are a lot of different options to mix paints here. Butch, that was really running. Yeah. And what should I dip in there? This is at one point it would turn into mud with mixing all these colors, but I like mud, and I think it would be nice colors because they are in the same family, all these 6 different ones I have bought. And by the way, if anybody is interested, I think that you can buy them all other places in the world. And this set is called, I think it was, let me see, yeah, it was not on that box, and the others, the lid is under here. I think it was called Earth, and it was number 6, but I can check when I'm done here. So I think we will have to have some green here. And what should we dump in there? Perhaps this. Ooh, that looks nice. But I think you have seen me done a lot of these small dots here, so I will make the page all the way down and let it dry, and glue my swatches in my book, and I will show it all to you here at the end of the video. So done with the color swatching, and I remember correctly, this box was called Earth and number 6, and I got this postcard down there, so I will put it in here so I can remember where I got these really lovely watercolors from. I think they are gorgeous colors, and they remind me of my trip to Umbria and remind me of the colors of this area in Italy. And yeah, it's like being back in the old town again. So I can say I really like them. And the best part of it is the sweet woman in the shop told me that there was a place in Copenhagen I could buy them. So I will look that up when I have a little more time. But this was the color swatches. And then there was here my book where I was sure that it would bleed through, but I was working wet on dry paper, and it didn't bleed through at all. And I really like this. It is such gorgeous colors, quite up my alley, these earth tones, and I think they look so nice with the earth pigments I also work with. So to use the last of the wet paints, and so I painted the paper with water, not dripping wet, but a layer of water. And then I only used the sienna and the burnt umber and the red and the what was the last, but the on the warm tones here. And then I got this little sample from her in the shop with antique gold, and put some gold in, and when it was dry I tried to paint a branch from an olive tree, because there are millions of them down there, just to remember it. And it didn't bleed through either, but I would say it's a quite rough paper to paint on. So if you like smooth papers, I don't think you would like this, but I think it looks very nice here with this. kind of painting. I'm not doing anything that's supposed to look like a specific thing. So yeah, so I think it turned out very well. This was a very different kind of videos than I normally do, but I wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to say a little about my trip, and I wanted to use my new watercolors. So I hope you like what you have been seeing, and perhaps you want to go to Italy after seeing this. Who wouldn't like to do that? But if you like my video and that you have been inspired, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. I would appreciate it very, very much. So see you again, not before long. So take care and be creative, and bye bye for now.